If you looked at my life from the outside, you'd probably think everything was fine. I smiled, I laughed with my friends, I went to work, I answered my texts, I showed up where I was supposed to be. But to everyone else, I looked like I had everything under control. The truth was, every single day felt like a battle I wasn't sure I could keep fighting. I don't remember exactly when it started, but there wasn't one terrible day that changed everything. It happened slowly and almost quietly like a mouse. One bad week became a bad month. A bad month became a bad year. Before I knew it, I'd forgotten what it felt like to wake up excited about life. Every morning before my feet even touched the floor, my mind was already racing. What if today goes wrong? What if I disappoint everyone again? I'd scroll through social media and see people getting married, graduating, traveling, getting promotions, buying houses, smiling in pictures. Meanwhile, I felt like I was standing still. I wasn't jealous of them, I just couldn't figure out why life seemed so much easier for everyone else, not me. The worst part wasn't that I believed I was feeling, it was that I believed I was the only one who felt that way. I became my own biggest critic. No matter what I accomplished, it never felt like enough. If I succeeded, I told myself I got lucky. If I made one mistake, I replayed it over and over in my head for days. I remembered embarrassing moments from years ago, as if they had happened yesterday. I remembered conversations and convinced myself everyone secretly disliked me. I overthought everything. A text message, a simple facial expression, something saying, "we'll talk later." My mind always assumed the worst. Eventually I got tired. Not physically, mentally. There's a different kind of exhaustion that comes from fighting your own thoughts every day. You can sleep 8 hours and still wake up feeling drained because your mind never actually rested. I started pretending. Whenever someone asked how I was doing, I smiled and said, "I'm good." It became automatic. I wasn't trying to lie, I just didn't know how to explain what was happening inside my head. How do you tell someone you're exhausted by thoughts they can't even see? People noticed I'd become quieter. They thought I was just busy. Some thought I was becoming distant. The truth was I was withdrawing because I didn't want anyone to see me struggling. That was bad. I convinced myself that if people really knew what was going on in my head, they would think I was weak. So I kept everything inside. The silence became loud. I started avoiding things I used to enjoy. Music didn't sound the same, movies couldn't hold my attention, and conversations felt forced. Even when I was surrounded by people I cared about, I somehow felt completely alone. That was the strangest part. You can be in a room full of people and still feel you're the only person there. Some nights I would lie awake staring at the ceiling for hours and hours, not because anything terrible happened that day, but my brain refused to stop. It replayed old mistakes, it imagined future failures, it created problems that didn't even exist yet. I became trapped between the past and the future. I was trapped. I almost never lived in the present. I remember one afternoon sitting alone in my car after work. Nothing major happened. It had actually been a pretty normal day, but I suddenly realized I couldn't remember the last time I felt genuinely happy. Not excited for a moment, not distracted, actually happy. That scared me. For the first time, I admitted something to myself. I wasn't just stressed. I wasn't just tired, I was struggling. Pretending I wasn't making it better. Still, I didn't tell anyone, because I thought asking for help meant admitting defeat. I thought strong people handle things on their own. Then one day, someone asked me a question that changed everything. Not, "How are you?" Everyone asked that. Instead, they asked, "How have you really been?" There was something different about the way they said it. They actually waited for an answer from me. At first, I almost gave them the same response. "I'm fine," but I couldn't. For the first time in a long time, I admitted the truth. I said, "I don't think I am." I expected judgment. I expected advice. I expected someone to tell me to just think positively. Instead, they listened to me. They didn't interrupt. They didn't try to fix me. They simply let me speak and talk about my problems. And when I finally finished, they said something I'll never forget. "You've been carrying this alone for too long." Those words broke something inside me. Not in a bad way, in the best way. Because for the first time, I realized I wasn't weak. I was just tired. There's a difference. Healing wasn't instant. The anxious thoughts didn't disappear overnight. Some mornings were still hard. Some days I still doubted myself. But I slowly started learning something I wish I had known years earlier. Just because my mind tells me something doesn't make it true. I learned that thoughts are not facts. I learned that asking for help isn't giving up, it's choosing not to fight alone anymore. I learned that strength isn't pretending everything is okay, and that strength is telling the truth when it isn't.